I finally decided, hey, it's time for me to put the headers on. I'm going to do it myself. I'm tired of waiting. So I recruited my son. He helped me out. Thank you, Tyler. Shout out to Tyler for helping me out there. We got out in driveway, got the car up off the ground, and him and I got started. It took us about 3 days, about 12 hours approximately, about 3 or 4 hours a day. So obviously that's not hard working days or anything like that. That's just basically just being steady at it. Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and try to give you some pointers if you're watching this video to help you out. So you're gonna have to take some stuff loose on the cars, obviously, to get the headers, the new headers in, or get the old headers out. But some of the things that I wanted to really touch on was really just like five different things. You're gonna have to take the two front wheels off, the factory headers where they come down and meet the pipe with the catalytic converters in it. It's the next piece. It's got 4 studs that come down. The passenger side has 2 bolts or 2 studs that you need to get in from the side to get those nuts off. And then on the driver's side, there's one. It's the same setup, but there's just one that's blocked that you can't get to from the bottom that you have to get through from the side. So go ahead and take your front wheels off. You have to take the fuse box loose. Take the fuse box out from underneath the hood. That is another thing that I would definitely do to get in there to that passenger side header. The driver's side is pretty clear for the most part. You will have to take the engine covers off and the valve covers off, spark plug wires, and I took my plugs out. I actually changed the plugs when I did mine just because I was going to be right there anyway, and I didn't want to break a plug off. So I went ahead and took the old ones out, put the new ones in when after I got the headers in. Underneath the car, if you have a dry sump car, you're going to take those 2 oil lines loose, which means you're going to have to drain the oil. So be ready for an oil change. If you've never changed the oil on a C7, know before you go in that you're going to have to torque the oil filter down, do some research on that, and get you an oil filter wrench so that you have the torque, you can torque it down to the right setting. There are good videos, or at least a good video on YouTube. I would share them, but I don't even know how to share all the links in my videos. So I'm just going to tell you, if you do a search on how to change oil on C7, you can find it, and it's got some pretty good information. There is a wrench on Amazon for the oil filter. There is also, all your torque numbers are on the internet, but I will give them to you here anyway. But let me go ahead and tell you, those 2 oil lines will have to come out, to come loose. They just come loose and slide them out of the way. I think I used a bungee cord and pulled them over so that I could get the new header in place without any problems. I took them loose first, and I didn't have any problems with the old header coming out or the new header going in, but I did have to take the heat shield loose off the starter, which I was told about in one of the other videos that I had watched, but I said I'm not going to do that, and then I wound up doing it anyway. So just know, you take it loose first, then you don't have that problem. It's only 2 or 3 little bolts, and you can get it back up in there after you put the header up, bolted up. It's not a problem to get your hand up in there. I mean, it might be a problem to get your hand in there, but you can get it, if you got any skills at all, you can get it back in there pretty easy. It's not hard. So yeah, I think that's about it as far as stuff that needs to come loose. So the other thing I wanted to give you before we get into the time lapse is your torque ratings. So for your headers themselves, 25 to 30 pounds, foot-pounds. So I did 27 on mine just to be somewhere around the middle. Spark plugs are 11 foot-pounds. The drain plugs, oil drain plugs, are 18 foot-pounds. And I don't know about those 2 oil lines. I would suspect that they were both 18 pounds, but those are the one item on the car that I did just torque by hand, and probably not torqued right, but they're not leaking, and I don't think I over torqued them, so they're right for me. The other thing, and I didn't see them on the internet, but I'm sure they're there somewhere if you can find it, obviously, but the other thing is the oil filter is 22 foot-pounds. Very important to torque that oil filter. If you don't know, like I said, do some research on it before you ever start the header job. So, I think that's it. There's sound clips at the end of the car running, the first start up after we got the headers on. Good luck with your job, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Like I said, it's really just for my personal records, but you know, you never know who's going to see these things. So if it helps somebody out by some of this information I'm sharing, that's great. Anyway, y'all enjoy. Take care. Alrighty, we're going to do American Racing headers, long tube headers,
and the pipes to go back to the mufflers. But anyway, I wanted to get a little clip of the car running. I just got home from running a few errands, so this is the car at temperature. And I wanted to get a few clips of the sound, how it sounds before the headers. So, not really a whole lot to see here. Factory. Car is dirty, even though I washed it last week. Anyway, that is the car. We're going to be doing this out in the driveway, and hopefully I'll get some time-lapse video of doing this. All right, guys, before we get started, I got the car up on jack stands and some ramps just to try to get some room underneath it. Really didn't have any other way of doing it here at home, but anyway, I'm going to set the phone up with time-lapse and time-lapse most of it. I'm not sure how much you'll get to see actually, but anyway, we're just getting started, so I know it's going to run into the tomorrow getting it done. But anyway, just wanted to let you see what was going on to start out with.